Oh, sorry, you missed all that. Oh, for fuck's sake, I forgot to press go live, didn't I? I've just realised. No wonder you were all asking me if I was okay. Oh, for fuck's sake, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I've been talking on radio and everything, and I've not been on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fancy that, I knew I'd make a mistake. I thought tonight I was going to do it and not make a single mistake. Good evening, everybody. I'll have to go down the list and say good evening again now. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, sorry about that. Let's turn this back on and see if we can still find somebody on here. Hello, Clarence, Ridley, Martin, Jason, yeah, fucking fella, I didn't fall asleep, I was sat here. Paul, happy birthday, Paul. I hope you're doing well, mate. Happy birthday. Hello, Julie, honey. Yeah, now I know why you've been asking me if I'm okay. I forgot to click the go live button. I thought I had. Sorry about that, guys. And I've done all this. We'll see what else is about. See if we find anything. Yeah, I was just getting ready to go and all. It's fuck all on here, guys. I was talking to Brett earlier, but he's moved off to somewhere else. And there's absolutely nothing on there, guys. It don't usually liven up till later on, but we'll stay a bit longer. Yeah, and this 2 meters has gone dead. But, yeah. Yeah. I even played the record as well. I'm going to have to play it again now, aren't I? Because none of you would have heard it. Oh, I don't know. Fancy me not pressing the go live. I thought I did, you know. Oh, shit. Fancy doing that. Anyway, guys. Anyway, what we'll do, we'll put the record on again. You can all have a... Oh, shit. Oh. Right. It was about there, wasn't it? Right, let's put the record back on again. You can all have a listen to the record. I have to turn the volume down a bit on it now, though. That'll do, it should do us. Let's turn this back on. Let's have the record on again. Play. There we go.
It was a cold Christmas Eve when we started the last run down the super slab. I'd just passed a coffee shop when I saw a little boy standing in the snow, shivering and rubbing his little hands to keep himself warm. I pulled over the truck, opened the door, and shouted, "Hey, little fella, shouldn't you be tucked up in bed waiting for Santa Claus?" The little boy looked at me sadly and replied, "Mommy said Santa won't be coming this year. His daddy lost his job. Mom's had to work day and night to make ends meet. So I thought I'd come and look for Santa Claus as he drove by on his sleigh."
One night for Santa as he rides upon his sleigh, bringing lots of presents to make our Christmas day. One night for Santa, if you read me now and
the little boy's story. I just felt there must be something I could do. So I shouted, "Hey, don't worry, son. I'll put out a 1-9 for Santa Claus on my rig." All the time I was hoping that one of my good buddies would come back with that handle. We sat there for what seemed like a lifetime waiting for that copy, and my hopes were beginning to fade. When suddenly a husky voice came through wall to wall saying, "Come back with your handle, this is Santa Claus." I looked across at the little boy's face, and I could see the excitement there in what he'd just heard.
One night for Santa, as he rides upon his sleigh, bringing lots of presents to make our Christmas Day. One night for Santa, do you read me loud and clear? 10, 10 till we do it again, when you come back next year.
I finished telling Santa Claus the sad story of my little friend. It was a big 10-4 because he said, "Don't worry, son. By the time my good buddy there has got you back to your home 20, your presents will be waiting. So 10-10 till we do it again. This is Santa Claus back in flight." We headed up the super slab towards the rainy city, and all the time I could feel the excitement in that little boy. And as we drove into a street, I just caught sight of a big 24-wheeler with a 12-foot twig disappearing into the night. And I knew then that my good buddy had made this little boy's dream come true.
One night for Santa, as he rides upon his sleigh, bringing lots of presents to make our Christmas Day. One night for Santa, do you read me loud and clear? 10, 10 till we do it again, when you come back next year. One night for Santa, as he rides upon his sleigh.
And there we go, guys. 1-9 for Santa. Yeah. So I think it's a nice little record, that, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. Just let that go back to its rest and switch off, and we can. There we go. Turn that off now. There we go, guys. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest bollock I've dropped in it. Coming on and not pressing the button. I think there's one of the biggest bollocks I've dropped in it, guys. Hello, my heartbreaker. Thank you very much. Yeah. The shack is looking good, Andy. Thanks, thanks, Clarence. Yeah, like I say, happy birthday to Paul as well, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You go and enjoy yourself, Paul. Get your birthday cake down your neck and get a few glasses of wine down and whatnot. Really enjoy it. You're only 60 once, you won't see it again. Although you have got 61 to look forward to. Hello, Karen. Keeping it all to yourself, Andy. No, what happened was, I came on, I set the hotel and everything up. I've already done the rig review, but we'll do it again, no worries. And I forgot to click go live, didn't I? Because it shows up a strong signal at the bottom there. I thought I'd done it and I didn't bother looking. So I forgot to click go live. So I've been yapping to myself for over an hour. Well, not really, because I've been on the radios. I've been talking to Brett on here, on the old CB. We've had that cracking away, and I've had Brett on there with me. And I've had a few people. We had a guy from Northern Ireland come through the repeater on the 70 centimetres here. So yeah, we've not done bad. Anyway, let's scroll down. Let's scroll down, and let's see. Right, so let's redo our rig review, shall we? So let's zoom in. Oh, the rig on the bench tonight, guys, on the desk tonight, is the Rotel RVC240, which was for the UK market only. There was a PR27 version of this for the European market, which came out later, and there was a Midland version, which was a sidebander, which came out before the days of legal CB in the UK. But this version we've got here is for the UK, and it's a 4 watt maximum output on the transmitter, 40 channels. This hasn't been modified in any way. The display bulb is a bit dim for my liking. I think somebody's replaced that. I don't remember them being that dim. It could be right, but it needs new RX and TX lights putting in it, but I've not managed to find the right value yet, so we're going to do that at some point. Really good on receive, really good radios on receive, these top receivers. Transmitted audio's not bad on them. Although when I first started talking to Brett tonight, I had the microphone a bit close, and he did say he was a bit raspy, a bit sort of thin, like too much over the top. So I moved the mic away from my mouth. Although they have a mic gain on these. Yeah, there's a message from Mark. Yeah, next year you got to make the trip over to ours, sir. Absolutely, yeah, I look forward to trying to do that. We'll give that a go. Well, we're on at the moment. Anyway, we'll put this back here. But basically, guys, what we're... let's put this on top of the fucking... There, top of the CB. But basically, guys, there were a 4 watt radio, and they retailed... they retailed from £100 up to 120. They were actually sold through Boots, the chemist, Rotels. Believe it or not, Rotels were sold through Boots. Harriers and Harrier CBXs were sold through Dixon's. Amstrads were sold through mainly Currys and Comet. But all the independent shops, like Centre Base One and Stockport CB Centre and places like that, they carried everything. All the catalogues were doing them. You know, Great Universal, John Myers, all that lot. All the catalogue companies, they were all doing CB. Every man and his dog got into it once it became legal in the UK. I mean, before it became legal, a lot of places wouldn't sell it. They'd sell it. A lot of people wouldn't manufacture it. Tony Blackburn even got involved. The reason why no one would manufacture it was because they didn't want to get done for making illegal products. But it wasn't illegal to sell or manufacture the equipment. What was illegal was selling radios. The accessories were perfectly legal. Aerials, mics, you name it, that sort of thing. Peripherals, if you want to call them. They were They were perfectly legal to sell. Say again. Yeah, there is actually. What's Karen saying? Let's have a look. Carol, what's Karen saying? Is the dimmer control for the display, Andy? Yeah, but only for the channels. It only dims the channels. It doesn't dim the meter bulb here. So if I turn it, it only dims the channels. It doesn't dim the meter. Which, so that being said, if that was any dimmer, you'd have to strike a match to see it. It looks brighter on camera than what it actually is, guys. But they put a lot of features on the Rotel. The York JCB 863 was the same. They put a lot of features on them. I mean, you got your obvious volume squelch, but you got mic gain, RF gain, a mic gain. You got a dimmer which is useless. But they put a lot of useless stuff on the Rotel. Delta tune, not something I use, and I don't know anyone who ever does. I think it just shifts the receive. It doesn't affect the transmit frequency. I think it just shifts the receive frequency, plus or minus a little bit. And when you're tuning these, you have to make sure that's in the middle, which is 0. Otherwise the receive goes lopsided. CBPA, don't know anyone who use that. Clear normal, doesn't do anything. Makes no difference, and it's. I don't think it's to deal with.
You went to the boozer. What happened?
I don't know whether that does anything on transmit or on receive. We can soon find out. We can turn. Let's put this on the same channel. Oh, I've not got a mic in this, have I? Oh, I know, I plug this mic into it. One, two, 1, 2. Hello. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. No. Makes no difference. So it doesn't affect your receive audio. So what does it do? Clear normal, what does it do? I don't think it does anything. Because if we put it on here, no difference. You know, so then you got your channel 9 switch, which sends it to channel 9. Why can't you just do that? You know?
I would have fucking killed him. So I am going to get you. The biggest good hiding. You remember that? For fuck's sake. Come on, for fuck's sake. Merry Christmas. Get over it. Fucking thing.
It's what you want, innit? A load of swearing as soon as you turn it on. Yeah, that's why I don't really bother with 19 that much, guys. You know, not on here anyway. Anyway, we've got tone 9 low.
I recognise that icon mod. I don't recognise it, but it's fucking soft.
So there we go, guys.
Fucking, I can't believe that Colin's last man standing. Fucking hell. He's got the gonads.
Oh, someone on channel 27.
Just don't fucking just sit here. Do it. Oh, man. Oh,
That Delta tune does make a slight difference. Yeah. It just shifts the receive. I think it shifts the IF a little bit.
It's only human.
A Kia Starmer ain't.
Depends what angle you're looking at it from, doesn't it? If you're looking at it from the angle of you want people to do as you think feels fit, you know, I don't know what he's actually done to them. I haven't got hatred. I don't watch any news like that or anything, but I can't say that, well, I'd have to get some idea of what he's been saying and what have you, but generally it's because they've been talking to other people.
Well, it didn't help that the fact that he's taking the cold weather payments off the old age pensioners. I mean, everything the Labour Party promised. So we're not going to go into politics. Just quickly say, everything the Labour Party promised, they've gone back on, and that's what the issue is, I believe, mate.
You're very low in the audio, very low. And I don't think that doesn't matter which government it is, which person it is, they're all the same. And there must be an excuse for it. There always is, isn't there? They can't keep to them particular conditions or whatever because they're doing such and such a thing. You got to remember, look how much they're putting forward to keep all these fucking immigrants. I'll say immigrants because what do you call them? All the cunts who come over on the banana boats. It's mostly costing absolute zillions. They're still in the hotels, aren't they, and everything. So the funding that we have for anything is just totally wiped out, isn't it?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Is that any better? I've put the mic a bit closer to my face, rather a bit further away. Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I agree. You know, to a point, but you know, the way I look at it, mate, is look after yourself, and look after your own first, and then if there's anything left, then give something. Who am I talking to anyway, mate? It's Andy Apollo at this end in Stockport.
It's well, if you look at things like that, you know, it's a bit mad, isn't it, really? Because do you not think they already are doing that? You know, and they've made a commitment, haven't they? This is where the problem is, and you've got to be seen as giving goodwill, and you've got to be seen as these are the things, the terms and conditions you agree to. You know, everybody's always said that you've got to take on board other people's problems, and this is what they're doing. It is showing a good show, really, but if you don't understand who it is, you need to fucking tune your rig up. You need to, considering you're a rig doctor, and that audio is absolutely shit. Considering you are the one who does all the repairs and everything, it's still pretty fucking shite. It sounds just very, very 10 pence.
Yeah, I know. It's I need to recheck it. I was saying that to Brett earlier. I repaired this. I serviced this before I got my test set, and I haven't actually had it on there yet. I serviced this with I couldn't adjust the deviation because I didn't have any means of doing that. So, you know, I'm just basically checking everything out. Is that Steve Panasonic?
You're a bit pinky and perky, whoever that is underneath. Pinky and perky. should, yeah. Who'd think it? Who else would it be?
Roger Dodger. Yeah, yeah, basically this was, I serviced this before I got my new test set, as I say. So it needs to be on there and be, the, what do you call it, the audio I think does need a lifting, slightly. Yeah, because I'm about the same distance from the mic as what I was when I spoke to Brett earlier, and he said it sounded alright. But then again, he's a bit nearer. So, you know, we could, yeah. But what I'm doing, I'm going through all the radios I've got, and I'm redoing them. You know, going through them all and redoing them, and I've got about 50 bloody radios here. That'll keep us all busy for some time. Yeah. So that's it, that's where we're up to anyway. But, you know, I'm on YouTube at the moment. I do a YouTube live every Friday, Steve. And I bring one of my rigs out and give it a run. And if anybody tells me there's something wrong, they can do that. And then I can get like you just have, and I can get onto it and address it, you see, and get it all sorted.
Alright, mate, no problem. Yeah, you're right, it is me. And all well and good. Nice one. Is it live? Yeah, it's a live show, isn't it? I was on one of them at the weekend, during the week. I had contact with the guy at Virginia. Brad, he's called. I can't remember his actual numbers. Yeah, they're called ES8. I know it's World Radio 8 something or other as well. But that was excellent. I was well impressed with that YouTube and the live link and all this business. And he was showing me on the air. And I could hear my own audio and everything. It was fucking superb, it was. Really, really, really impressed with the way some people function and that. Happy day. I'm going to leave you with it, Andy, and enjoy. I presume that's what you're doing though, a live link. And I'll try and be a bit more pleasant, because I was a bit of a grumpy old knacker just then. So, yeah, happy days. You have a good evening. And, yeah, keep on fixing them, mate. Keep on fixing them. We need somebody to fix them anyway.
Roger. Yeah, no worries, Steve. I know you can be a cantankerous old devil now and again, but there again, can't we all? Yeah, the YouTube channel, it's the Vintage CB Radio Shack. If you want to pop in and yeah, see what we're doing, feel quite happy to feel quite welcome to do so. No worries, my friend. You take it easy.
Yeah, who have you got as followers then? Who are the people? Is it from Facebook or what? I don't really get involved with much like that. Okay, right. I don't get involved with much like that, but I appreciate the fact that you're doing it though, it's good. And CB needs to be kept up to date and that as well. Yeah, happy days. I don't particularly want to do come on there, but who are the people that you've got on there who's following you and that? Old CBers or what? That'll be back here, Tom.
Yeah, there's old CBers that come on. There's people that have never seen a CB. There's people who come on just to have a chat with me. You know, there's been a couple who've come on. One lad came on the other week, and I was on the repeater, and because I was zoomed in on the camera, he saw what repeater I was on, and he came on the repeater and said hello, live on the repeater. You know, so yeah, we get people from all over the world. You know, America, Canada, this country. You know, I've got a few Irish friends. You know, there's a lot of them coming. There's from all over the world, really, Steve. You know, it's sort of like a global thing, and people who've never seen a Rotel 240. You know, because they're only available in Britain.
Yeah, because in 2781, when it was only us who did anything like that, wasn't it? I suppose it must have been made somewhere else, but no one else would have had an issue with it, which they are still doing with other radios. There's a radio I've seen just this week that was made, done by a Moonraker, cheapest chips, sidebander with all the bands on it and this, that and the other. Quite liked it. I've seen them before in another manufacturer makes them and stuff like that. But yeah. Oh, good. Well, keep up the good work. I'll put it to you that way. It's nice to catch up with you, and I'll leave you to it, because, yeah, you. See you again, Andy.
No, you're not that. You take it easy, Steve. You're not that bad. You've been you came here once because I bought a radio from you, and I thought I actually think you're a nice guy. My first impressions of you. I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of you, like you fill the doorway, but yeah, you had to duck down to come in. That's true, that guys, he had to duck and sort of move sideways a little bit to get through the front door. He's a big lad, our Steve. Anyway, you take it easy, Steve, and I'll catch you later, my friend.
7-3, enjoy. Oh, just as a final thing, what was the repeater you was using? And obviously, I'm presuming you mean in the 2 metre one, or have you got a private DMR cum D-Star fusion style radio that you use? What is the repeater you was using that last weekend, or whenever it was you was last on the air with your live link?
Yeah, it was the last time I was using it was tonight. I was talking to everybody. It's the Mould repeater in Mould near in between here and Wales. It's the GB3CR repeater on the 70 centimetre band.
It is. Is that on 225?
I'm not sure, you know, because I have it programmed in, so it comes up with the name. Probably more than likely, yeah. I'd have to check the frequency because it's I programmed it in, so it displays what do you call it now. So I've not seen it for a while. It just comes up with the name of it on me little Yaesu. But yeah, so it was pretty active earlier. I mean, there was all sorts coming in. It was quite bad. It's quieting down a bit now, probably because he heard me.
Some cocksucker. Yeah. No problem. Alright, enjoy. Catch you later. See you in a bit. Nice to speak to you. Not off. They're the best, don't they?
Yeah, I'll catch you later, Steve. And I'm gonna drop key, let everybody else have a go. I'll catch you later, mate. Bye.
People by this. Bye. Roger. See you in a bit more.
Yes, that was a lad who lives up the road from me, Steve. He's been around forever in Panasonic. I remember him when I first came on. Yeah, so we need to look at the deviation on here. But we will give it a double check. And Steve's not as grumpy as he says he is. I've met him, he's a nice fella. He's alright. Anyway, so we've managed to get a bit of radio in. I prefer CW Morse code. I can't do Morse code because I preferred Morse code, Karen, because I don't have to talk and it goes further. I'd rather I don't do Morse code, Clarence. I don't do Morse code. When I did my exam for my license, I had to do a Morse code assessment, and the instructor says to me, he said, next time you use it, it'll be in anger. I said, I won't be using it. I said, I've got a bloody good microphone. See, the only reason why Morse had to exist is because the microphone was yet to be invented. There was no mics, and that was why. And the microphone didn't really appear until the telephone appeared. The snowball is rolling. Yeah. Yeah, he was a bit grumpy, our Panasonic there, but he's a lovely fella, you know. Not going into politics. You started it. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Bit of a contradiction in terms, that, wasn't it? I'm not going into politics, but it was me that started it with Keir Starmer. Yeah. But, yeah, I actually, no, he's all right. He's, you know, I've known him for years. But, you know, yeah. He's entitled to be grumpy anyway. He works all week. So, you know, he's entitled to be grumpy. Absolutely. But yeah, we will give this a quick examination. I think it could just do with being lifted slightly. We'll have a look at the audio, and we will double check. Probably we're not going to be in a rush because it is working, so we're not going to rush to it. But that being said, a lot of the radios I've got haven't been tested for deviation on the test set. They've only been done on the basic equipment I was using. We haven't really done deviation, and I like it to be about 2.5, anywhere between 2 and 2.5. That's where I like it to be. I mean, the idea is you can adjust it on the front with the mic gain, but the mic gain's fully up, so you know the mic gain's fully up. But every one of these radios I've ever seen, the mic gain's been fully up. Everybody just turns it up and leaves it there. I pressed the dreaded starmer button. Yeah, I know I did, didn't I? Yeah, that's it, you see, guys. You know, don't press the starmer button. You know, learn a lesson from me. Yeah, but he was. He's a bit on the grumpy side. We all get grumpy, guys. I mean, I certainly do. First thing in the morning. I'm normally grumpy first thing in the morning when I first wake up. I mean, there's no dealing with me first thing in the morning. Especially if I get woke up. If I wake up on my own, that's different. But if somebody wakes me up, oh no, I'm impossible. First thing in the morning, if someone wakes me up, someone disturbs my sleep, I can't operate. But we've got, but we know this is working. I mean, you know, we know this is working. It just needs a slight titillation. I did that Harrier. I had the problem with the Harrier last week. That was too quiet. I turned that up a little bit, and that solved the problem with that. So, you know, you've got to have all the gear, otherwise you can't do it. I mean, you can't just turn the deviation up and say, right, that's good, because it's got to be right. You know, if you're over the top, you're over the top. It's got to be right. I mean, I could put the big radio on there, the big Yaesu, but that's no fun. You know, and we're discussing CB. So I want to use a CB for the experiment, you know, for the channel. I mean, it's all right turning this stuff on, but, you know, people in different parts of the world, there's people in different parts of the world who haven't seen these, you know, CB 2781, whereas like Steve said, it was a UK thing. You know, it wasn't. It was basically offset. It was basically 40 offset channels that were created by the government, and half of them, from channel 1 to channel 26 was basically made out of I-band. As a version of I-band, and from 27 up to 40 was a version of super high. So, you know, and all they did was just put them two together, and in a block of 40, and just made a 40 box up of the offset channels, and that's how it was done. You know, whereas the American band, the American AM band, what we call mid-band, and the rest of Europe calls SEPT, which is CEPT, EPTT. Yeah, CEPT. Yeah, Sept. They call it Sept. Yeah, but we call it midband. You know, but yeah, no, you know, I mean, these Rotels, like I say, guys, they're getting on now. They're 40 odd years old. I mean, they're 40 odd years old, and you know, I'm using the Rotel standard mic, which is the same age as the radio. It's a 40-year-old radio with a 40 odd year old mic. If I was to put another mic on there, and a modern mic, it'd probably sound a bit better and a bit louder. But we will try that when we put it on the test set and we look at the deviation before we adjust anything. We'll try it with a modern mic, with a new mic, one that was made last year, and we'll try it with the Rotel mic, which is 40 odd years old, and we'll see how we get on with it, see how it does. But I think the new mic would sound better than the old one does, because it's really good for 40 years old, Andy. Thanks, Julie. It's not bad, is it, for the age? I mean, I did give it a new coat of paint because it was a bit crappy. The case was a bit crappy when I got it, so I did repaint it. But the front's nice. You know, for its age, the front's in really good nick. It's not really got a lot of wear on it, so I don't think this had a great deal of use. I've seen them where they've had nothing left of the writing on them and everything. You know, they've been really terrible. But you can buy all this stuff now to put them back as they were. You know, the bezel. You can buy the bezels now to stick over them. You know, what's that printing place called? Exact Print. Is it? Yeah, Exact Print. Exact Printing, I think it is, or Exact Print. I bought some microphone decals and I was happy with them. But this Rotel microphone is actually for this radio, although I have got some Rotel radios other than this. I've got another two. I've got the 220 and the 230. This was the daddy of the range, it was the 240. And despite what is said, I heard a guy says to me the other week that Rotel brought out a base station. Rotel did not bring out a base station. And I'll tell you that now, guys. They planned it, but it never happened, because by the time it got to being produced, the CB craze was starting to die off in Britain. The CB craze only lasted about 2 or 3 years, although it's still going now, and there's still a few people about. You know, the days where there was a silver rod or a thunderpole on every other roof, they only lasted about 2 or 3 years. You know, and then people started to tail off after that. And what really killed the death knell for CB radio was the affordable mobile phone. That was the nail in the coffin for Citizens Band, the affordable phone. And not to mention Facebook, places like that kind of thing, social media. I mean, this little fella was the social media of the 1980s and its predecessors, the 1970s. You know, from the legalisation, from CB radio coming into the UK in the mid-70s, all the way up to now. Well, all the way up to the 90s, the late 90s. This was social media. You know, you could speak to anyone you wanted to, as long as they had the equipment. It was a good idea, but it was also a flash in the pan as well. It wasn't an idea. It wasn't something that was going to hang around, because fads and crazes come and go. CB radio was one of those things. You know, it was the must-have gadget. In 1981, when CB came legal, it was the must-have gadget, the most must-have gadget. But by the mid-90s, it was starting to disappear. And you only get a handful of guys on it. Now, a lot of the people, like Steve I was just talking to, old grumpy bollock, Steve, he's been there forever. I can remember talking to him in the 80s. He's been there forever. He's been around forever, Steve. And I've been talking to him. I've spoken to him on and off since the 80s. In fact, when I first went on here, he was one of the first people I spoke to. Not the first, but one of them. There's a lot of them now that are no longer on. A lot of them have passed away. A lot of them grew up and kicked it in the head. A lot of them decided that the mobile phone was the better idea. A lot of them decided that Facebook was the better idea. But for cheap, reliable conversation, you can't fault it. It's a really, really good means of communication, and it's free once you've bought the stuff. Once you've spent the initial outlay, it doesn't cost you anything. It's completely free after that, no bills or nothing. Rushy B. Internet killed it stone dead round here. And good evening, Andy. Good evening to you, Russie. Yes, it did. It's listening to broadcast. Broadcast is still highly limited in the UK. Yeah, there's not a lot going on. There's not a lot going on. There was a bit of activity there before.
One of these shit aerials.
Yeah. There's still a bit of area. Steve's still there.
It's discussed as a parent, as his intuition proceeds, that these such beings will surely become future murderers, rapists.
Someone else is there, going on about murderers and rapists, and anyway. The internet was partly responsible for killing it stone dead, wasn't it? That was the final nail in the coffin, wasn't it? The cheap mobile phone and the internet. But the problem with the cheap mobile phone back in the day, it was cheap, but it still wasn't free. A lot of radio has gone digital now. People use, Brett was talking about earlier. You didn't hear him because I forgot to click the bloody button. But Brett was talking about some sort of Pi service that he uses, some digital service, Anyway, guys, let's turn him off. When you see him go off, we're getting ready to go. Anyway, I'm gonna shoot off, guys. We're at 9 o'clock. I'm sorry I fucking forgot to press the bloody button. Can't believe I did that. Anyway, guys, we still got some out of the evening. You have had more on the CB in half an hour than I've had for I've had in 10 years. you know, there's still plenty of it around, you know. It's mainly hangs around 19. You know, if I flip round the box, and this is only UK FM. There's someone on there, but they're a bit far away.
Together for you. Face.
You know, and that's 19.
Watch it. I'm getting done in by a fucking hitman of Ray.
Yeah, so we'll turn him off now anyway. But yeah, we'll give him a second opinion. Based on what Brett and Steve said, we'll give him a second opinion. And, you know, that'll be one day next week. We're going to leave him sat here. And what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to unplug the aerial so it doesn't, so if it rains, at least the water won't run out of my aerial. That's nice and dry now. But it will put it back down the back of that radiator. Won't run all over my desk. And the radiator helps keep it dry as well. But I'm going to leave it there, guys, because the scraps has come up. Let's just go back to the camera. Yeah, Scraps has come up. He's in here now. And mind you, don't knock the camera over, son. I'm going to leave it there, guys, because I need the bog and he needs it as well. He's whinging to go out. So, like, share, subscribe. Buy me a coffee. Share it with everybody. You all take it easy and Merry Christmas. And I'll be back Friday, guys. You all have a good time. Bye for now.